Добрый день, дорогие друзья! Сегодня у нас в гостях опять Тейлер. Хочет показать Рози 8 лет, и она хочет показать, на что способна Рози за свои 8 лет.
Hello, this is Rosie and I'm Taylor. Today I was just going to show you a little bit today about what the Newfoundland breed, which is what Rosie was bred to do in the past and what we still do now so that they don't lose that instinct. This, if you'll look here, this is called a draft cart, and Newfoundlands were bred in the past to pull heavy loads for workers, such as like logs for families that were cutting down trees for their fireplaces so that they could have wood to keep warm in the winter. And the Newfoundlands would be hooked up to a cart and pull those logs back to the homes for the families. They can pull really heavy loads. They're a very strong breed. But I was just going to show you now what we do. It's called draft work, and there's various levels of competitions that we do with Newfoundlands. And it just helps keep that instinct intact in the dog to want to work and to want to pull and to want to do something active with their families. And Rosie there's 3 different levels of draft work, and Rosie is titled in the upper 2 levels of draft work. And she's retired now, so I figured she'd be a good dog.
What age do they usually retire?
It really depends. Newfoundlands live 8 to 10 years normally, and it really depends on the dog and how active the dog still is as they age. But Rosie still loves to do it. She's 8 years old, and if she still needed titles, she could still compete, but she's got all the titles that she needs, and so we just do it for fun now when we're back at home.
Does he have any medals?
We get ribbons, and then so she has a few ribbons for her titles, and then dogs actually have a registered name. So her call name is Rosie, but her registered name is Rock Bottom's Final Rose. And on the registered names, if they get titles at the end of their name. So, for example, she's a draft dog, and that stands for DD, and so she's Rock Bottom's Final Rose DD. So she has titles at the end of her name for that, but she just loves doing it. She has that instinct to really want to work. She loves when I get the draft card out, so it's not something that I'm making her do just for the titles. I love doing it with her just because it's fun for her and it's a bonding experience for both of us. But
Okay, we are ready to see.
all right, come on. Well, I already have her harness on her, and I have a treat, that's why. But the main thing with draft is you want to have the weight bared between the shoulder blades of the dog, because that's where they're strongest and can pull. This cart's not very heavy, but if it had a load in it, then we wouldn't want to put stress on her spine. All the weight's going to go right here between her shoulder blades. Come on. So for the test, when we're testing, you can either bring your dog to the cart or you can bring your cart to the dog. I have taught Rosie to just step in between these poles, which are called shafts, and it just makes it easier so she's not worried about where I'm going. Go ahead, stay. Good girl. Good job. And then I just hook her up to the cart, and I already have her harness on her. And Rosie's very calm around the cart because she's been doing this a long time, but for puppies or for new dogs, this can be a little intimidating, so you just have to take it slow and get them used to something following them.
I heard that Newfoundland can pull a boat with 6 people at least.
Yes, they can. The breed is also used for water rescue work, which is what they're more known for. And they can go and swim out and get a boat with people in it. And if the people hand them a bumper or something that they can hold in their mouth, they can pull the boat back in to shore. All right, you want to show them how to pull? Come on. Oh, Rosie, go.
Good girl.
right, stop. Stop. So with draft work, it's all off leash, and I'm using treats now for fun, but in the test you can't use treats.
Can you use or not?
No, you can't.
Okay.
Not in the test situation. So they have to be willing to really listen to your voice commands. In draft work, I don't have anything set up now, but there'll be things set up like a 90-degree turn or low narrows where they have to pull the cart through a very tight situation. And so they have to really listen to your voice so that they don't bump into anything, because if you bump or you go out of the lines, then they failed the test. So they have to be really focused, right? But and for Rosie in the upper level of draft work, they're taught to pull or to listen to you when you're actually standing behind the cart. So Rosie will listen to me when I stand behind the cart and teach her where to go or tell her where to go. We'll let this dog pass. Alright, come on. Rosie, come. Rosie, let's go. Go. Come on, go. Good girl. Come. But you can see her tail's up and wagging. She loves this.
She loves this.
Yeah. Alright, you want that? Come on, take. Good girl. Come on. She wants to be near the camera for her good side.
Ah.
Good girl. Good job. And I'll show you a little bit here. I'll put her on the sidewalk and I'll show you how she'll listen to me when I'm behind the cart.
Okay.
Good girl. Stop. Rosie, stop. Good girl. Ready? Ready? Rosie, go. Rosie, go. Good girl. Go. Come on.
She's working on her own.
Oh, yes. She says she knows what to do. Good girl. Go for a walk. Rosie, stop. Good girl. So she knows those commands. And she'll also turn which direction that I tell her while I'm behind the cart. Rosie? Rosie, look. Left. Left. Tight. Good girl. Tight. Go. Go. Good girl. Go forward. Good. And this took a lot of time to teach her, and a lot of patience. But once she understood, she's fine with me being behind the cart now.
How much time do you usually spend training her?
For the highest level of draft, where you have to work behind the cart, it took me a good year to get her ready to really test and be confident. Another skill that's really good to have is you want your dog to be able to back up, because if you get in a situation where you can't go forward anymore, especially even when they were working back in time, you want to be able to back up and get your dog out of that situation. So you want to show them? Go back. Keep back. Quick. And if they go crooked, I just ask her to step over. Good job. And you can see her tail's wagging. She loves it. That's what I love about this breed, is they just have that instinct to please and really want to work. But they're a very good breed. And I've also taught her to do one step so that she goes very slowly and listens to what I'm saying, again, in case we're in a tight situation and I don't have a lot of room to maneuver. Okay. Alright, you want to show one step? Stop. Watch. Watch me. Ready? One step. Stop. Good. One step. Stop. Good. Ready? One step. Stop. Now back. Backward. Good. Stop.
It looks like she knows how to count.
Yeah. She does. She'll do as many or as little steps that I need her to do, especially when I have treats present to entice her. All right, you want to go back one more time? Give it. Good girl. Yep. Good job. And that's the basics of it. In the test, like I said, there's different obstacles that they have to go through and different turns that they have to make. And the goal as the levels increase for draft is it gets harder so that you know your dog is willing to do things in more tight, small situations. So your dog just has to have a lot of patience be able.
Can we stop?
I didn't know how long you wanted me to